There was a time when everything felt difficult. Even simple conversations felt heavy and uncomfortable. Walking into a room full of people created fear inside the heart. Speaking in front of others felt almost impossible. Every mistake looked huge, and every small failure stayed in the mind for many days. It seemed like everyone else knew how to live with confidence while one person remained trapped inside fear and doubt. Every morning started with promises to become stronger, but every evening ended with disappointment. The strange thing was that the fear did not come from the outside world. It came from inside. The mind kept whispering painful words again and again. You are not good enough. People will laugh at you. You will fail. Those thoughts slowly became a prison. Day after day, the person compared life with others and believed everyone else was smarter, stronger, and more successful. Confidence looked like a special gift given only to lucky people. It looked impossible to build. But life was preparing an important lesson, a lesson that would completely change the meaning of confidence forever. One afternoon, while sitting alone in a crowded park, the person noticed something unusual. An old man nearby was feeding birds with a peaceful smile on his face. His clothes were simple and his appearance was ordinary, but there was something powerful about him. He looked calm, relaxed, and completely comfortable with himself. He was not trying to impress anyone. He was not searching for attention. Yet people naturally respected him. Children smiled at him. Strangers greeted him warmly. The person watching from a distance became curious. How could someone look so confident without trying so hard? After many minutes of hesitation, the person finally walked toward the old man and sat beside him quietly. For a while, there was only silence. Then the old man suddenly spoke with a gentle voice. You look tired, not physically, but mentally. Those words felt shocking because they were true. Slowly, a conversation began. The person admitted feeling weak, afraid, and full of self-doubt. The old man listened carefully without interruption. Then he smiled softly and said something unexpected. Most people search for confidence in the wrong places. The sentence stayed inside the mind for days. What did it really mean? The person had always believed confidence came from success, beauty, money, talent, or approval from others. Social media made it worse. Every picture, every video, and every success story from other people created more insecurity. It felt like confidence belonged only to perfect people. But the old man's words created curiosity. A few days later, the person returned to the park hoping to meet him again. Luckily, he was there, sitting peacefully under the same tree. This time, the conversation became longer. The old man explained that many people wear fake confidence like a mask. They speak loudly, show expensive things, and try to look powerful because deep inside they are afraid of being judged. True confidence, however, is different. It is quiet. It does not need attention. It does not depend on applause. Real confidence comes from trust in oneself. The person listened carefully, feeling something slowly change inside. The old man continued speaking. If your confidence depends on other people, then it will disappear whenever people criticize you. But if your confidence comes from understanding your own value, nobody can take it away. The words sounded simple, but understanding them was not easy. The person realized that most of life had been controlled by fear of judgment. Every action depended on what others might think. Even small choices felt stressful because approval from others had become more important than inner peace. The old man gave a challenge. He said, "For 1 week, stop trying to impress anyone." At first, the challenge felt impossible. But slowly, the person started practicing it. Instead of speaking only to sound smart, conversations became more natural. Instead of hiding mistakes, the person accepted them honestly. Instead of comparing life with others online, less time was spent looking at perfect images on the screen. Something surprising began happening. The pressure inside the heart slowly became lighter. Life felt calmer. The person discovered that pretending to be perfect was exhausting. Being real required much less energy. That small discovery became the beginning of true confidence. Weeks passed, and the person continued meeting the old man regularly. Each meeting brought another lesson. One day, the old man asked a question. Why are children often more confident than adults? The person could not answer. Then the old man explained. Children are not born fearing judgment. They speak, laugh, dance, and try new things without worrying too much. But as people grow older, criticism and failure slowly create fear. Those words revealed another important truth. Confidence is not something people receive from the world. It is something they slowly lose because of fear. The old man explained that failure is one of the biggest teachers in life. Confident people are not people who never fail. They are people who continue moving after failure. Suddenly, many painful memories looked different. Every embarrassment, every rejection, and every mistake no longer looked like proof of weakness. They looked like lessons. The person started understanding that confidence grows every time fear is faced directly. One evening, while walking home after meeting the old man, something unusual happened. A group of people nearby started laughing loudly after hearing someone make a mistake while speaking English. Normally, such a moment would create fear and silence. But this time, the person noticed something important. The man who made the mistake laughed too and continued speaking confidently. He did not let embarrassment control him. That moment became unforgettable. Confidence was not perfection. Confidence was the ability to remain calm even when imperfect. The person realized that many fears existed only because of imagination. Most people were too busy worrying about themselves to constantly judge others. This understanding created freedom. Slowly, the person began speaking more openly, asking questions without shame, and trying new experiences without overthinking every detail. Months later, life looked very different. The person who once avoided conversations now smiled more naturally. Fear still existed sometimes, but it no longer controlled every decision. There was finally peace inside the mind. One day the person returned to the park but could not find the old man anywhere. Days passed, yet he never appeared again. At first, sadness filled the heart. But then the person remembered his lessons carefully. Perhaps the old man had already shared everything necessary. The greatest lesson was not about becoming fearless. It was about accepting oneself completely. True confidence does not come from being the smartest person in the room. It does not come from perfect appearance, endless success, or praise from strangers. It comes from self-respect. It grows when people stop fighting against themselves. It grows when mistakes are accepted as part of learning. It grows when people understand they do not need to prove their value every single day. As time continued moving forward, the person noticed another powerful change. Relationships became healthier. Earlier, there had always been fear of rejection, fear of saying the wrong thing, and fear of not being enough. But now conversations felt more honest. There was less pretending and less pressure. And in the end, the person realized something beautiful. The strongest people in the world are not those who never feel afraid. The strongest people are those who continue walking forward while carrying fear inside their hearts. That is true confidence.